iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom.
Get ready to get healthy. Get ready to get fit. Get ready to take charge of your health. Get ready to listen, learn, and live healthier. Because your health is your wealth. It's time for some information and inspiration. It's time to talk about health and nutrition. Nutrition for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, supplementation for when you don't. Let's Talk Nutrition. Scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Daily prizes and giveaways. Follow Dr. Garko on Twitter at Dr. Garko and on Facebook at facebook.com/Dr. Michael Garko. Now, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Hope you're having a good day, good start to your day. And we're here live, and you can watch the show. And I just came in from the wind. Hair is all over the place. Why do I point that out? Because you can watch the show live right now at letstalknutrition.com. The show streams daily, and you can watch the show on demand, and you can listen to the show on demand. Why? Because they're archived at my website. How convenient. Just go to letstalknutrition.com, and if you want to hear the show on demand, click on Show Schedule. And if you want to watch it right there on the homepage, you'll see the links. It's right there. It's easy. And we've been getting good response to the viewing of the show, and we're happy about that. We tried it as an experiment, seemed that listeners wanted to become viewers, and so we did it. We made the commitment. Dr. Amay Shani will be my guest today, and she's out there on the left coast, so it's quite early for her, and we always appreciate when guests do that. She'll be along. She's awfully smart, you know. I had occasion to be in a meeting with her a couple of years ago, and I sat next to her, and she really, she's smart. She's very smart. She has a practice in California and does very well there with her practice, helping patients. Patients, apparent from what all reports, really like her, and she's a naturopath. I don't know where she went to school. I'll have to ask her which school she went to. I know it was one of the good ones. And I can take her anywhere I want in terms of the conversation. Now, there'll be a few things. Typically what I do, if you listen to the show, when I open in my monologue, I report on stories and studies that are trending. And oftentimes I'll implicate the guest in those and try to get their reaction to some of these stories and studies. May not have anything to do with what they wanted to talk about. But we eventually get to that as well. 877-897-8255. I'll talk about what you want to talk about. You just call me. 877-897-8255. That's a toll-free number. I understand that there's some pretty inclement weather now. That bad weather has moved in up there in the north, coming across and just hammering people in their day-to-day lives. Everything gets so upset. It's not too bad here in Florida. We can't complain. Really, not bad at all. I did have occasion, you might think it has nothing to do with health, but I did. How you spend some of your free time does have something to do with your health, because you need moments where you need to, just turn everything off and go enjoy yourself. And what I like to do is I like movies, I like film, and I did have occasion to go and see the film The American Sniper. That film is intense. Whoa. Clint Eastwood, I think, did a remarkable job in capturing the reality or realities of war, being a sniper, being this man whose the story's based on a real person. And the film is not without controversy for a lot of different reasons. I guess I don't want to do a spoiler alert. If you intend to go see the film, close your ears for a second. One of the issues, and this has been reported on TV a lot. CNN, in fact, did a study, not a study, but did a story focusing on the man who's featured in the film. And the way the film ends, and I'm not going to give it away, is not without controversy. And then once you go see the film, then you can research it yourself. There is a couple of stories and studies trending that I caught my attention, and I thought would be of some relevance to you. Now, students, college students, high school students, maybe even students in grade school and whatnot now are doing all-nighters. I don't know. The demand, academic demand put on young kids these days is pretty intense. Nevertheless, I'm still in school. I mean, that's honest to God. I kid you not. More degrees than I have sense and still in school because constantly having to learn. Doing all-nighters doesn't work, and students really often do that a lot. And people who work and trying to get projects finished, apparently out of Brandeis University, they have some other ideas about why all-nighters really don't work. Now, we've known for a long time, and I reported on this. I report on this show a lot that sleep, memory, and learning all go together. If you're sleep deprived, suffering from sleep deficiency, and chronic sleep deficiency or sleep deprivation, you have a hard time remembering things. You notice that? Remembering things, learning things. But it's a mystery. They still haven't sorted it all out. The question is, what is the mechanism of action that allows sleep will help consolidate your memories? Or are they separate processes, or do they work together? That was the research question the investigators took a look at. So in other words, is memory consolidated during sleep because the brain is quiet, or are your neurons, your memory neurons, actually putting us to sleep? Those are the questions that were reported about the focus of the study. And in this paper that the researchers, it's a paper that they wrote, think it's the latter case, that memory is consolidated. I strike that. Memory neurons actually put us to sleep. So at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is you need to get rest and sleep. That's part of a lifestyle, and you need to take care of it. Sleep deprivation leads to weight gain, all kinds of problems. She's gone. Okay. We had a caller, and I was just getting ready to go to her, and she bailed on me. Call back, Carol. Do you know what her question was?
It had to do with prostate. I don't know if her husband had prostate cancer. Or they thought that he might.
She needs to call me back then.
Yeah, and it had to do with the doctor saying not to take saw palmetto or some of the other vitamins and so on.
Okay. Well, call me back, Carol, if you have a moment, and tell me exactly what your question is and see if I can provide some answer. By the way, this study, they did it with fruit flies. Yeah. just to help me, for me to make a point here. Oftentimes, experiments are done with different kinds of organisms because you can't do them on humans. And it's amazing, even with like fruit flies, how it can translate into some insight for us to understand some aspect, some physiological aspect about human beings. So let me ask you, if you wanted to know if you were going to live a long time, who would you ask? Your priest, rabbi, minister, local fortune teller, psychic? What would you do? Farmer's Almanac. If you wanted to know how long you were going to live, who would you query on that? When I come back, I'm going to tell you about a study that gives us an answer. I'm not kidding. Be right back.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Xenia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Xenia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Xenia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Xenia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Xenia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, collagen, and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you are strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Xenia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Xenia by name. Start taking Xenia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
Coenzyme Q10 is a powerful antioxidant nutrient. It protects against free radical damage, supports heart function, energy production, and immune response. Aging reduces our ability to absorb CoQ10 from our diet, so supplementing with a highly absorbable form of CoQ10 is the first step to ensuring optimal levels in the body. Secondly, typical CoQ10 supplements are in a ubiquinone or non-reduced form. For the body to use that type of CoQ10, it must first convert it to ubiquinol or the reduced form. QH Absorb is Jarrow Formula's highly absorbable and bioavailable CoQ10 supplement. Not only is QH Absorb more absorbable than traditional CoQ10 supplements, but as ubiquinol, it's already in a reduced bioavailable form. Your body can use QH Absorb without having to do any conversion work. Ask specifically for Jarrow Formula's QH Absorb at your favorite vitamin retailer. For more information on QH Absorb, go to jarrow.com. That's JARROW for the best and highly absorbable bioavailable CoQ10 supplements.
Are you looking for a product that will aid weight loss both safely and naturally? That will stimulate your metabolism and reduce the absorption of fat from food? Then look no further than Right Way Nutrition. As featured on national daytime health shows, Right Way Nutrition is a premium dietary and nutritional supplement provider who believes the best form of encouragement is results. Right Way Nutrition aims to provide customers with the most superior and effective products available. Right Way Nutrition's 100% pure green coffee bean extract with Svetol does just that. While green coffee bean extract may not be new to the scene, Right Way Nutrition offers a new and improved formula of green coffee bean extract infused with their trademark ingredient, Svetol, which is proven to be a vital ingredient for successful weight loss results. Right Way Nutrition provides you with a fast-acting, healthy, effective green coffee bean extract proven to naturally and safely aid weight loss. Your search for the perfect natural weight loss supplement is over. Right Way Nutrition's 100% pure green coffee bean extract with Svetol will help you reach all your weight loss goals.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971. And we believe integrity should always be our number one ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Vega, clean, plant-based nutrition. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Wherever and however you may be listening, whatever you may be doing, you can watch the show right now at letstalknutrition.com. Just go to my website. It's right there. As soon as you get there, if you're using Internet Explorer, you may need to refresh the page to get it to activate. Let's go. She's gone again. Okay. I was gonna get to her, but apparently she's doing something. We have a caller, Carol. She has a question about the prostate. So I posed a question headed into the messages. If you wanted to know how long you were going to live, who would you ask? Stephen, who would you ask? Your wife?
My body.
You think your body's telling you?
Yeah, I would internalize it, I suppose. I don't know if I could ask a person or something.
John Gaston's here, too. I have both producers always in studio with me. Who would you ask if you wanted to know how long you were going to live?
My mom.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. I forwarded this to you.
Mm-hmm. You ready for the picture?
Yeah. If you're watching, John will. There you go. So if you're watching, you see a photo of people. What does that look like to you? That photo. What does it look like a gathering of?
It's people a wedding.
At a wedding.
Yeah.
No less. At a wedding. It turns out, this was a fun study. Washington University in St. Louis. Apparently, people who are observing young couples, and this was a longitudinal study, by the way. It was published in Psychological Science, that this study demonstrates that your personality at an early age can predict, they said, how long you will live across 75 years, and that your close friends are usually better, they said, than you are at recognizing these traits. So the correlation is between personality traits and living longer and your friends being able to recognize those personality traits.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh. Male participants in the study, seen by their friends as more open and conscientious, ended up living longer. Female participants in the study, who friends rated them as high on emotional stability and agreeableness, also tended to live longer. Dr. Jackson in the study said, our study shows that people are able to observe and rate a friend's personality accurately enough to predict early mortality decades down the road. So while you're at the wedding and people are watching you go down the aisle and they know you pretty well and your personality, they probably have some, if they knew about this study, they probably have a good sense. They would be able to predict how long you're going to live. Dr. Jackson also said it suggests that people are able to see important characteristics related to health, even when their friends were, for the most part, healthy and many years from death. Now, we've known there's research to show that certain personality traits are connected to health, good and bad. Traits such as depression and anger, for example, are correlated with an increased risk for different kinds of diseases, cardiovascular disease, for example, and an early death. People who are optimistic, personality trait, tend to have better health, live better, live longer, have better quality of life. Turns out, well, what is it about men who are conscientious and open? Well, they said that men who are conscientious are more likely to eat right, stick with an exercise routine, and avoid risks such as driving without a seatbelt. Women who are emotionally stable, they said, may be better at fighting off anger, anxiety, and depression, so suggested Dr. Jackson. This is interesting. The longitudinal study included extensive data, they said, on participant personality traits, both self-reported and reported by close friends. This is pretty fascinating to me. If your friends know who you are and if they understood the research and what personality traits hook with longevity, they would be able to determine whether or not, you're going to live long or not. This makes sense, doesn't it? Your personality traits are connected to the way you think, feel, and behave. That is, the way you live your life. I've heard of hair extensions, and hair extensions are to make you look better, more attractive. Well, there's a new kind of extension in town, telomere extensions. This is good. I don't know. Do you have that study? When I report on these stories and studies, John will pop up on your screen the cover story, the cover page for the story.
Which one do you want now?
The telomere extensions. Telomeres are these caps that are at the end of your chromosomes. The caps they have DNA in it. They also protect the chromosome. When there's cell division, mitosis, going through the different phases, like prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase of the meiotic process, cell division, your cells are dividing all day long. Hundreds of billions of cells die every day, a la apoptosis, and they're replaced with new cells through the meiosis. Well, in meiosis, the new cells create, of course, you got your genes in there. And genes, these chromosomes where the genes are laid on, at the end are these caps, telomeres. And every time the cell divides, they shorten. I'll be back.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble
Mid-60s tomorrow, then we'll back down into the upper 50s, near 60 Wednesday, back into the mid-60s for Thursday, then near 70 for a high on Friday, and a 10% chance of rain. We'll see that near 70 temps through the upcoming weekend. It's 63 right now in Brandon, Lakeland at 61 degrees, Tampa 62, and 61 in Clearwater. Wall Street today, markets opening up off with the Dow down 60 points, NASDAQ down 13, the S&P index red by 6, Dow to 17,612 points. Impact Radio, 1250 wins, WHNZ.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Flora, premium organic oils, teas, tonics, and supplements. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And we're back, wherever and however you may be listening, whatever you may be doing. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. My guest is in this during this hour, and the next part of the show will be Dr. Amay Shunny. And before we get to her, there's one more story and study that I want to report on. Came out of the BMJ, British Medical Journal, pretty prestigious journal. And by the way, you can watch Let's Talk Nutrition right now. Just go to the website, letstalknutrition.com, and watch it. And when you go there, you will also see an image of Dr. Amay Shunny posted. When she comes on, you'll see that. Turns out that declines in blood pressure and total cholesterol have occurred. This is occurring in England. They looked at the years between 2006 and 2007, and they're saying that 20,000 lives or more were saved because of the declines or falls in blood pressure and cholesterol. If you're watching the show right now, you can see the story about the study posted up onto the screen. Apparently, they took a look at statins. Now, statins, that category or class of drug, is not without its controversy. Apparently, in the study, they found out that the greatest impact statins had was among the more affluent, people with the jack, with the money, suggesting that these drugs help maintain health inequalities between rich and poor, said the researchers. Well, what about the poor? I mean, what are they talking about? They wanted to look at, or otherwise quantify, the contribution of statin treatment as a primary prevention treatment and changes in population risk factors such as total cholesterol and blood pressure to the falling or declining rates of coronary heart disease deaths stratified, they said, by socioeconomic background or variables. That between 2000, the study revealed that between 2000 and 2007, the deaths from coronary heart disease fell by 38,000, of which 20,400 lives were saved, they said, as a direct result of reductions in blood pressure and total cholesterol. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's not only the statins that get people in a twist. It's also this issue of cholesterol. I've had guests come on this show and say cholesterol has nothing to do with heart disease. They have said that. I don't agree with them. Now, do I think cholesterol is the only risk factor for heart disease? No. We're going to talk about that today with my guest, Dr. Amay Shunny. Dr. Shunny, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Have you been on in 2015 yet?
I don't think I have. I think this is my debut.
Leave it to you. Well, look here. Yeah, are you in bed or are you at your desk?
Oh, same.
Now, you're not supposed to do work in bed. You know that.
I know, it's true. Oh, well, I'm in a different bed. I'm not in the bed where I sleep.
Okay.
I'm in a back room in the house where I can't wake anybody up.
I see. I know. You got youngsters and whatnot.
And whatnot, yes.
And who not. And by the way, if you're watching, there's an image of Dr. Shunny up on the screen. We found a very nice photo of you. And my producer for the streaming of the show keeps asking me who you are. What can I tell him? Who you are? I'm talking to her now. He's sitting right across from me. Now he's finding out. So we found it.
Who is she? Who is this woman?
That's you. So, what do you make of this study? Look, I have had guests come on to Let's Talk Nutrition over the nearly 10 years. I've had some guests who do a lot of arm waving and sometimes get really cranked about statin drugs and cholesterol. They say there's a conspiracy between physicians and drug companies. This whole business about cholesterol starting back with the 7 countries study and Ansel Keys who fudged the data and this and that. And I have to ask you, you're a practicing naturopathic physician. What is your take on statins, cholesterol, and whatnot?
Can I tell a personal story?
Absolutely.
In the midst of all this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, as a practicing naturopathic physician, I have always, and I think most of us do, we kind of run this line with our patients where we very much are looking at their cholesterol and following it, assessing it, treating it, sometimes with statins, sometimes and hopefully more often with dietary and lifestyle measures and other natural supplements that can help with those numbers. But we're also really trying to look at the complexities of those numbers, right? Your basic lipid panel you get from your doc is kind of like the minimum wage of looking at cholesterol. There's other tests that are available that look at it much more closely. And then, looking at other risk factors and everything. But I have to admit that over the years, it'll be 15 years this spring, I have gotten into this habit of really relying on following these numbers more than I used to because I think it's just a really natural thing for doctors to want to do. I mean, here is something that I can look at, I can monitor it, I can tell you if it's good or it's bad or it's average, and then there's stuff we can do to change the numbers, and we watch the numbers. So right before Christmas, my dad was having some issues, and anyway, that's a longer part of the story, but finally we got him to somebody who sent him for a carotid ultrasound. He went in the next day and he got his carotid ultrasound, and he was almost fully occluded on both sides of his carotid arteries.
He was ready to have a stroke. He could have had a stroke.
Yeah. So that would put him at somewhere, they say, between a 30 and 40% risk for a major stroke in the next year. Now, my father is 70. He eats beautifully. He's a yogi. He exercises daily. He's optimal weight. He drinks a little bit, not much, and he's never smoked. And his cholesterol numbers are beautiful. Anyway,
how did those arteries get clogged?
So how did they get clogged? I mean,
his cholesterol wasn't high. His cholesterol wasn't high. His diet and lifestyle.
In fact, it was low, right? We talk about using statins in these in people with his level of occlusion. We talk about using statins to drive LDL down below 70, right? Mm-hmm. A normal person, an average healthy person, we say 130. These folks, like my dad, with this level of blockage, we say less than 70. His LDL was 83 before his surgery.
And he still had this predisposition for the arteries to clog, even with the low cholesterol number. Apparently, it wasn't low enough.
Apparently not. And, there is a lot of that type of history.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Natural Factors presents.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray. How would you like to feel more calm, centered, and alert with greater mental focus and clarity? Pharma-GABA, a special natural form of the major brain chemical GABA, can help. Our brain can naturally produce GABA, but sometimes we don't produce enough. So taking it as a supplement can give your brain a GABA boost. Pharma-GABA is a clinically proven form that is considerably more effective than other forms. Pharma-GABA produces favorable changes in brainwave patterns as well as a dramatic reduction in markers of stress, including salivary cortisol levels. Pharma-GABA is fast-acting, with feelings of calmness and mental focus experienced within 5 minutes of taking Pharma-GABA. So, if you want to feel calmer with greater mental clarity and focus and need a fast-acting help to cope with a stressful day, give Pharma-GABA a try. I think you'll be glad you did.
Hi, I'm Jordan Rubin, founder and CEO of Garden of Life. Oceans 3 was created with a simple premise in mind. Develop a line of premium omega-3 fish oil formulations that met or exceeded the market leader in quality, and then go beyond omega-3 by providing amplified benefits and value to the consumer. Oceans 3 contains ultra-pure, high-potency fish oil, along with astaxanthin and fucoxanthin. Each of these ingredients, when taken individually, have superb benefits. When they are combined into the exciting compound omega-xanthin, they work synergistically to amplify their already amazing benefits. In addition to the synergy of omega-xanthin, Oceans 3 offers unrivaled purity and greater value than the leading omega-3 fish oils available today, making the Oceans 3 family of products the best choice for anyone looking to add a healthy dose of omega-3 fats and a giant dose of extraordinary health to their lives.
Did you know that doctors recommend omega-3 essential fatty acids for kids and grown-ups alike? Nordic Naturals, the #1 fish oil in the U.S., offers omega-3s for everyone. In fact, Nordic Naturals has one of the largest product portfolios in the world. Our best-selling Ultimate Omega is available in soft gels or liquid, both with a light, clean lemon flavor and no fishy aftertaste. This concentrated formula has been clinically shown to support heart health. For children, kids everywhere love Nordic Naturals Children's DHA, offered in great-tasting strawberry liquid or chewable soft gels. New Omega Boost is a creamy, delicious formulation of omega-3s. With its great mango taste and velvety smooth texture, Nordic Naturals Omega Boost is a great choice for the whole family. Nordic Naturals carefully manages every step of production of our omega-3 fish oils from boat to bottle, so you can count on Nordic Naturals to be exceptionally pure, fresh, and effective. Nordic Naturals for kids and grown-ups alike. Available at natural products retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
Is your fish oil wildly pure? New Chapter is proud to offer a whole food approach to fish oil, Whole Mega. Naturally pure 100% wild-caught salmon comes from the pristine waters of Alaska. Like extra virgin olive oil, the fresh-caught salmon for Whole Mega is pressed immediately after harvest. And that's all that's needed to deliver wild Alaskan salmon's whole complement of vital omega fatty acids. These omegas support your heart health. 1 serving of Whole Mega per day, 2 grams, has been clinically shown to help retain healthy triglyceride levels and to improve the omega-3 index, a studied marker of heart health. And did you know experts recommend consuming 2 to 3 servings of fish per week? So 1 week of Whole Mega delivers the omegas of 3 servings of wild Alaskan salmon. Discover the New Chapter difference, wildly pure Whole Mega. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local Fine Health food store. When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Greens Plus, superfood for super health. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Right Way Nutrition. Nutrition the right way. Nutrix Hawaii. More nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Well, look, for several decades now, literally, there has been a lot of conversation, debate, research on both sides of the argument about cholesterol being a risk factor for artery disease, atherosclerosis, either your coronary arteries or your carotid arteries or any of the other arteries that are throughout your body. And people get very passionate about this. My guest is Dr. May Shunny. She's sharing a story about her father. Healthy, good diet, practices yoga, eats well, lives well. He's got a daughter who's a practicing naturopathic physician, so you know she's like a drone hovering over him, making sure that he's okay. Turns out to take him to the doctor's carotid arteries are blocked. His cholesterol was only 80. LDL cholesterol was 80, I think she said, which is low. And he still had blockage, almost totally occluded. He was probably a candidate, she said, within the next year for a stroke. Welcome back, Dr. Shunny. Okay, so what do you make of that?
Well, I tell you what, it was a great reminder to me that cholesterol is not the whole story, which I tell you, when you practice medicine, even, a conscientious integrative practitioner, is easy to forget because, let's face it, we all want something we can count and quantify and monitor and change. So this was a big wake-up, and it also made me think a lot about other forms of testing and, how else do you get in there and see what's going on in somebody's body besides just looking at these markers in the blood. Anyway, the good news is, Dr. Garko, that the week after Christmas, he went in. He had his left side done on Monday and his right side done on Friday. And the surgeon brought me out part of the plaque to show me.
What did you make of that? What did it look like?
Oh, it was, first of all, he was almost 100% occluded on the left side. What he brought out to me, it looked exactly like a white mold of a vessel. So literally, the plaque took up the entire vessel. And if you looked at it, and if you looked at it sideways, called sagittally, but sideways, so you could kind of see the cross-section of the plaque, it was all this spongy stuff, and it looked like a little safety pin had been poked in it, and that little safety pin hole was the only place the blood was flowing through that plaque.
Well, that plaque didn't come out of the ether.
No.
Well, where did it come from? How did he build it up?
Right. So it speaks to the idea that there are mechanisms that cause the oxidation of even low levels of cholesterol in the blood, which create that inflammatory response that cause us to lay down this plaque, this atherosclerosis, which can block the arteries.
Exactly. So let me see if I can build the argument here. If it's true, and I believe that it is, that even at low cholesterol, LDL cholesterol readings, you can still get atherosclerosis. Why? Because the cholesterol, even at low levels, gets oxidized. It gets oxidized. What happens with stories like this and studies that reveal the same kind of thing, is that people extrapolate it out too far, Dr. Shunny. They say, see, the man had both carotid arteries almost 100% clogged, and he had low cholesterol, so cholesterol's not an issue. They go too far when they say that, and it sends the wrong message to the health consumer. That is not the message. The message is something happened to the cholesterol, and if you let your cholesterol run even higher, that's going to mean there's even more cholesterol to be oxidized if you have some mechanism in your body that's oxidizing it. So And I've had guests come on this show and make this argument, and I sit there and I scratch my head and say, what the hell are you talking about? And you don't want to embarrass the guest, but you don't want to.
You embarrass me all the time.
Well, you're different. You can take it. Listen, and the listener is saying, "Oh, see, George, don't worry. Go ahead and eat that fried steak. Go ahead and eat the, whatever that's going to raise you. You don't have to worry about your cholesterol. It's not cholesterol. It's how much cholesterol, and in terms of even at low levels, but it still can get oxidized at low levels, right?
Yeah, and it's a whole host of genetic factors that we can't see from the outside. So there's just this stuff you just don't know.
I know, and then people come on the show. Now there are people. Which organ produces the cholesterol? The liver, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. There's some people. Your dad didn't have a genetic predisposition to produce a lot of cholesterol because his LDL was low, so he didn't have that issue. But some people, their liver cranks out cholesterol like nobody's business. An ambitious liver with, to make cholesterol. And they run readings 250, 300, crazy total cholesterol readings and LDL readings, right? Even LDL readings over 200, right? Way over.
Sure.
And no matter what they do, they drink holy water, they go to Dr. Shunny, she treats them, and the cholesterol won't come down. Then what do? Shoot them?
Yeah, so it's the doctor. Don't shoot him. First of all, that's the short answer.
Well, my point is, what are you going to do? You say to the patient, "Nothing I can do for you. You're going to die. See you later."
Yeah, no. I mean, So the Dr. Shunny Story Hour. So my mother has high cholesterol, right? My mother's cholesterol is up. Gosh, I think her total cholesterol is close to 300, or LDL is way up there.
Whoa. Well, when we come back, you can tell the story about your mom. This is perfect because I wanted to talk about cardiovascular health today. We're going to get to fish oil, how it helps and whatnot, and other diet and lifestyle factors. I'm telling you, if this is my opinion, make of it what you will. It's not just an opinion. It's based on my review of the literature and talking to people like Dr. Shunny and thinking about this and working through it. If you have somebody that says to you, "Don't worry about your cholesterol," even if it's low, turn around and walk away from that person because they don't know what they're talking about. They're not doing you a favor. There's also homocysteine. There are other things there are other risk factors for heart disease as well. We'll get into that. But I'm telling you, the story about cholesterol, when you hear stories like Dr. About Dr. Shunny's dad, who had low cholesterol, but yet his carotid arteries were so colluded, he had like a pinhole for the blood to go through, and his cholesterol was low. That is not an argument for don't worry about your cholesterol. That's an argument for worry about what's oxidizing your cholesterol. We'll be back.
Still looking for
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom.
Get ready to get healthy. Get ready to get fit. Get ready to take charge of your health. Get ready to listen, learn, and live healthier because your health is your wealth. It's time for some information and inspiration. It's time to talk about health and nutrition. Nutrition for your body, for your mind, for your spirit. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, supplementation for when you don't. Let's Talk Nutrition. Scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Daily prizes and giveaways. Follow Dr. Garko on Twitter at Dr. Garko and on Facebook at facebook.com/Dr. Michael Garko. Now, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. May Shunny is my guest and telling some interesting stories here that have a lot of merit and can provide some guidance and insight into how to take better care of your cardiovascular health, your cardiovascular system, I should say, and have better cardiovascular health. Welcome to the show. I'm just delighted to be with you and having a bad hair day. I can't make that up. If you're watching the show, go to letstalknutrition.com. Since we've gone video, all kind of video here, you got to, these cameras are, high-def cameras are unforgiving. Everything shows up as magnified. So, bad hair day, whatever. And Dr. May Shunny, if you visit my website at letstalknutrition.com, you'll see an image of her. She's posted. That's better than the post office picture you had, John. Yeah. She looks good there, man. She looks terrific. Healthy, great physician in California. If you're in her neck of the woods, stop by. She'll take care of you. She's great. And visit my website. Visit my Facebook, facebook.com/letstalknutrition.com. Like the page, please. Like the page. I'll like you back. And also, you can go to facebook.com/Dr. Michael Garko. And that's my personal homepage on Facebook. Check that out. So we're going to talk about cardiovascular health today. And Dr. Shunny, welcome back. First of all, thank you very much for getting up so early to do this. You have to isolate yourself in the house so you don't wake everybody up. You're out in California. That's first thing. Second of all, thank you so much for sharing the story about your dad. Now you wanted to tell the story about your mom, who in fact has high cholesterol, and how do you treat her in terms from a doctor's point of view? What are you doing?
Yeah, so, my mom also has a really great diet and lifestyle, so there really wasn't all that much to do with her there, which with patients is where I would usually start. She also has a risk of stroke. Her mother died of a stroke, so she has some risk on her side of the family. I got her on fish oil, of course, because of its anti-inflammatory benefits, and because of the way in which it seems to act on the blood vessels. And we tried her on red yeast rice extract and niacin and the usual, better researched supplements. And
Did it work? Did it work?
No.
No.
Nope.
Now what?
So we put her on statins.
Okay.
And she was statin resistant, so she was one of these people who can't tolerate statins. A lot of people really can't tolerate the meds at all.
Okay, so now you tried nutraceuticals, you tried the drug of choice, pharmaceutical, statin. Yeah. Now what? Yeah. Now what's left to do?
So what was left to do was say, okay, what else can we do to try to further assess her risk and understand what we're dealing with? And I was I do not, by the way, manage the care of either of my parents.
Smart.
I don't recommend that for anybody.
That's smart.
So I was kind of co-managing with her doctor back in Connecticut, and we decided to do, this is years ago, we decided to do a carotid ultrasound, which of course is what we ended up doing on my dad when we found the occlusion. Because the thing about a carotid ultrasound, even though it's not something that is generally paid for by your insurance or considered part of screening, it is actually one way in which you can actually see the level of atherosclerosis in a pretty prominent vessel in the body. Your carotid is the main source of blood flow to your brain. And in my mother's case, she actually looked really good for her age.
In other words, she was running high cholesterol levels,
Right.
but her arteries were relatively clean.
Correct. I think it was about 30%, which for her age, is considered quite good and doesn't put her at any higher risk. So
30% what? What the 30% what? 30% occlusion?
I believe was the occlusion that they saw. I mean, you might think, oh, you want to see 0%, but, as we age, well, there's two issues at stake, as I understand it. First of all, as we age, there is a certain level of plaque that gets laid down. But second of all, I think the other issue is that the ultrasound is limited, as I understand it, when there's above 50% occlusion in the carotid artery, the ultrasound sees it really well and can quantify it. But as it gets less and less than 50%, cleaner and cleaner,
it's
actually harder for the scan to see that.
So this is interesting. Your dad had low cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, ends up carotid arteries almost totally occluded. Your mother, high cholesterol, didn't respond to any nutraceutical or pharmaceutical therapy. You do a carotid ultrasound on her, and you find that her arteries aren't all that occluded.
Right.
You can't make this up. Now, I was alluding to the fact that there are other risk factors to consider when talking about heart disease. And it's not just about cholesterol, lest the person listening to the show think, oh my God, that's the only thing I need to worry about. There are other things we need to be concerned about. Isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's far from perfect at this point, as your listeners can hear from the way this conversation goes, right? Because again, I'm not one of these. I suppose you could listen to the story of my mother and father, and that could fuel your desire to say cholesterol is meaningless and not anything that we have to follow. I mean, I don't think that's the case at all, but it certainly speaks to the idea that we need to keep looking for other ways to measure. And so you had said in the previous segment, you had talked about homocysteine. That is something that we can measure and we can follow. There are more expanded profiles to look at not just LDL, HDL, total cholesterol, triglyceride, and the ratios, but actually expand and look at the different markers that make those calculated numbers up and look at the lipid particle sizes and the density and can really help you look at risk and severity. There's genetic testing, which I'm becoming more and more interested in, where you can actually look at the genetic mutations, also called SNPs, that we have made up in our DNA when we're born, which can be turned on and off by certain things, diet, lifestyle, nutraceuticals, pharmaceuticals, but could be helpful to know when we have them. So there's different things emerging, and obviously you can look at magnesium levels and CoQ10 levels and fibrinogen levels. I mean, there's lots of stuff you can look at, but this is not an easy one.
It's not easy, and
which is why it's the number one killer in the country,
and has been for decades.
Yeah,
has been for decades. And some people dispute this statistic, and they can. But since about 1921, coronary artery disease has been probably, by many experts, the leading cause of death in this country since 1921. 1900, there's some evidence to suggest that cardiovascular diseases as a constellation of diseases was the leading cause of death. Now, there are people that dispute that. Those are the people that are all focused on cholesterol. But again, the paradox of cardiovascular disease is that the heart is a mighty pump. It is so robust and able to handle so much stress and work so hard and so long, but it's so vulnerable at the same time, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just amazing how that works out. Arteries are, and by the way, we have found the remains of humans going back thousands of years, and when they do autopsies on the body, they find atherosclerosis. There weren't any McDonald's around. Okay? So it's something. We come back, we'll talk about that too. Be right back.
Did you know that when it comes to supporting whole body health, there's an herbal supplement that may be as important as your daily multivitamin? Discover Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter. Formulated to support a whole body, healthy inflammation response, an ongoing natural process and part of the body doing its job. We often think of the inflammation response as something we can feel, such as where there are sensitive nerve endings. But did you know that we can also have an inflammation response we can't feel? And whether we are aware of it or not, our inflammation response can affect the whole body. Zyflamend is a patented blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, that help balance and support your body's natural, healthy inflammation response for overall health and wellness. And it's clinically tested. Discover the premier herbal supplement for whole body health from New Chapter, Zyflamend Whole Body. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local fine health food store.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
We live in an age of fast information, high-speed communication, instant gratification, rapid transit, ready-mixed, pre-cooked, heat and serve, and living life on a moment's notice. But when it comes to staying healthy, you pause for a moment. Jarrow Formulas has been formulating high-quality nutritional products for over 30 years and has been a leader in the research and development of some of the most effective, affordable, and cutting-edge natural health solutions in the world. At Jarrow Formulas, they understand that distinction does not happen overnight and that a reputation for excellence is only earned through many years of persistence. Their staff of scientists and health professionals insist on doing things the old-fashioned way, with clinical studies and scientific research. They believe that the true test of a quality company is the purity, potency, and good value of its products and meeting the highest expectation of those who matter most, their customers. For more information about their superior formulas and to request free samples of their leading brands, please go to www.jarrow.com. Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. Vega, clean, plant-based nutrition. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. May Shunny is my guest. Told two very interesting stories about her mom and her dad. And you can go back and catch the show on demand, listen to it or watch it on demand. Go to letstalknutrition.com. Turns out one of the morals of both these stories is that cholesterol is not the only thing you need to worry about or focus on relative to cardiovascular health, generally speaking, and your heart specifically, and the arteries specifically. Dr. Shunny, welcome back. You alluded to fish oil, and notwithstanding your mom, where the fish oil didn't lower her cholesterol, now that doesn't mean she shouldn't take the fish oil, right?
Right, and it's not that it didn't lower her fish oil. I just, whatever we did with her, it just wasn't really enough. But absolutely, I mean, there's so many reasons to take fish oil. And, what I had said previously was because of its amazing anti-inflammatory effects. I think, you can't talk enough about the importance of reducing chronic inflammation when it comes to heart disease, because this seems to be, at least as far as we can tell at this point, one of the most important factors in why one person's cholesterol is a problem when another person's is not. And by the way, we all think of statin drugs as working because, the predominant mechanism is that they lower HMG-CoA reductase, which is the enzyme that is the final rate-limiting step in how we make cholesterol. So statins go in there, they work on that enzyme, which decreases our cholesterol production. However, we also have very good studies, I point to the Jupiter study from several years back, which show that there is also a very underrepresented quality of statin drugs, which is that they are anti-inflammatory. And so I think that one of the reasons why statins have this global benefit that they seem to have when we study them, adverse effects aside, is that they're anti-inflammatory too. So yes, they're lowering cholesterol, but there's a bigger piece to this puzzle. And so fish oil, in my opinion, is the most potent natural anti-inflammatory that we can get our hands on. It doesn't have, of course, any of the adverse side effects of statin drugs, and it has a whole host of additional benefits because of its anti-inflammatory properties, everything from impact on mood and cognitive function to insulin sensitivity and allergies and asthma and arthritis and pain and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I think fish oil is super important when we want to look at what is going on underneath that we can't see. What is the metabolic derangement that is leading to the atherosclerosis?
Mm-hmm. If you go to my website at letstalknutrition.com, there's an article there I wrote called Coronary Heart Disease Part 2, Understanding Risk Factor Basics. And in that article, I point out that it's very important to understand, you have to have some knowledge about the risk factors. For example, there are modifiable ones and there are non-modifiable ones. Modifiable risk factors, things that you can do something about, involve lifestyle variables. And Dr. Shunny, I'm sure you talk with your patients about these: excessive alcohol and tobacco use, high stress levels, lack of exercise, physical inactivity, poor nutrition, terrible relationships. It goes on. And then there are acquired conditions like elevated blood pressure, overweight and obesity, insulin resistance. Those are modifiable risk factors. Lifestyle and acquired conditions are part. We can do things. We can do something about those. The non-modifiable risk factors, genetically determined traits like age, gender, race, ethnicity. You can't do anything about that, but they are correlated. Those turn out to be correlated with heart disease. So we got to focus on what we can modify, right, Dr. Shunny?
Yeah, it's the old shopping cart theory. You know, we've all got stuff in our shopping cart, and some things are just in there, and some of us have more things that are just in there than others. But we also have things in there that we can take out, and when the cart gets full, you got to start taking out what you can.
Yeah, that's a risk factor shopping cart. You want to return items.
That's right. That's right.
You want to return
and ideally,
items.
And the thing is that we have to remember too, right? I mean, you just said age is correlated with heart disease, right? And that's because these are processes that start when we're young and they creep up on us over the decades.
Right.
And so to suddenly become aware of these things in our 50s, 60s, 70s is a little scary because a lot of the quote unquote damage has been done. The in this case the plaques have been laid down. You know, we have
right.
a disease state occurring in our bodies.
Right.
And so really, you know, the more we can educate people about this, the younger we can get people thinking about this, the better.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I alluded to the fact that we have data on that we've collected from the remains of ancient people lived thousands and thousands of years ago.
Right.
What was Stephen? You remember the name of the guy in the mountains? They found him in the snow. What was his name?
Like Australopithecus or something?
No, he has no something. Gosh, I reported on him. They have photographs of him and everything. He was preserved. He was preserved in ice. They examined him, and he had atherosclerosis. Now what was it? How you spell it? Hotze? Was it Hotze?
Otzi.
Yeah, Otzi. Right, the Otzi man, the Otzi Iceman, and then we have other remains, and they had atherosclerosis. Their diets, you know, you would assume were pretty healthy, relatively speaking. Not a lot of fast food around. They still had atherosclerosis. It seems to be part of the biological condition for our species. Be right back.
Today's veterans often return from active duty with disabilities that make
Oils, teas, tonics, and supplements. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Coronary heart disease is among the more preventable of the chronic diseases. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. My guest is Dr. Amay Shunny out there on the left coast, practicing naturopathic physician and a good one at that. And we're talking about heart health today. And let me see if I can put some reality on coronary heart disease. As you heard me mention, this is according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. They did a study back in '99, a paper on it, and they said that heart disease was the leading cause of death in the United States since 1921. Every 34 seconds, one American experiences a coronary event, approximately every single minute, an American will die of such an event. Usually it's a heart attack. Usually. Can be a stroke. And contrary to the myth that heart disease is a man's disease, forget about that. Coronary heart disease is the leading cause of death among men and women. Yeah. So it's projected, Dr. Shunny, that by 2030, the prevalence of coronary heart disease will increase approximately 18% relative to 2013 estimates. Man, I'm just saying there's something about the way we're living and the way we're eating that it's not that all of a sudden there was some sort of genetic shift across the entire population and that we've now moved into evolution doesn't work that way. It's got to be diet and lifestyle that's accounting for most of the variance as to why this disease occurs. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and I think that, stress, obesity, and, I wonder about environmental toxins and the impact of chemicals in the body and the production of oxidative stress and how that, I think it is certainly our modern lifestyle, including all of those things, that must be firing up these genes that we have.
Mm-hmm. And you think that fish oil can contribute, if nothing else, at least to lowering inflammation. And I agree with you. In fact, if you're watching, I don't know if you can get this shot, John. See that? If you see those, you see the yellow sort of gelatin capsules in that bag, that's Nordic Naturals Ultimate Omega in my supplement bag.
That's a great tool to have in your arsenal, boy. And yes, and it's not, yes, it lowers inflammation, but I mean, we have great studies on fish oil and heart disease and its ability to really lower all-cause mortality from heart disease. That means anything related to heart disease that kills you, it can help with. And, let's face it, that's what we want to hear about. It has, certainly it has impact on blood pressure. It can impact the LDL particles, so that they become less atherogenic. It very reliably can lower triglyceride levels. There's a lot of benefit, as I mentioned earlier, across the board, but particularly in this realm of heart disease. And Ultimate Omega is great because 2 capsules gets you 1,100 milligrams of EPA and DHA, and you start with 2, and then you probably go higher the older you get. And
how much you giving your mom?
I give her, how much am I giving my mom? Mm-hmm. How much am I recommending to my mom, or how much does she take?
Sounds like a typical patient, a non-compliant patient.
She's tough.
My mother, the most compliant patient of all time.
Wow.
My mother had high blood pressure, diagnosed with high blood pressure in her early 40s, right when my dad passed away. She took her blood pressure meds every day, and I gave her supplements every day. She took them all. And when the bottles were empty, she would put them on the kitchen table to remind me. She would never ask. She just put them on the table, and I knew I had to go get some more. And she took them. She lived to be 92 with high blood pressure, which is one of the major risk factors for heart disease because it scores the endothelium, right, of the arteries. And she had hardly any plaque They did a scan on her heart, Dr. Shunny, right before she died. There was hardly any plaque in her coronary arteries, but her pulmonary arteries were not in such good shape.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, she was compliant. So your dad, does he take his fish oil?
My dad takes his fish oil religiously. Now, I've only had him, prior to all of this, I think I had him on, it was probably between 2,000 and 3,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA daily. And so he's still on fish oil, but now, he's on a statin now, and he's on a baby aspirin now.
Good.
And,
Good. Am not. Listen, the reason why I respect what you do is because you're not an ideologue about natural health. You're not. You don't leave the reservation. You don't walk off into the thin ether. What I'm trying to get at is that even though you're a naturopathic physician, you still look to traditional medicine for help as well, to do things to try to help the patient. And I just don't understand this ideological stance of people in the natural products industry and in natural health where they just want, if they could, they would take the license away from all MDs. I don't understand that point of view. Help me with that. Am I...
Yeah, no, I don't either, and I think it's as ridiculous as the conventional medical community that considers diet nutrition to be alternative medicine.
I know. I got to laugh.
So yeah, and I believe, and I'm sure there are naturopathic docs out there that would differ with me, but I think the vast majority of us would say that, yes, our title is naturopathic doctor, but we are trained to be integrative healthcare providers, and as such, you have to look at the person in front of you and what's going on an individual basis, and you have to look at the entire gamut of intervention possibilities, from diet and lifestyle all the way up to pharmaceuticals and surgical procedures. And you have to make the decision about what is most appropriate, what can be combined, what is the safest, and what will be the most effective for that particular person. And that includes pharmaceutical medication sometimes.
Sometimes, yes, it does. And you can take pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals together. Pharmaceuticals have risk factors, side effects. I understand that. But sometimes, in short term, the pharmaceutical may help. Just give you a sense of, we're headed into some messages. We'll have the LTN health question of the day. In an article that I wrote, it was Coronary Heart Disease Part 4, Modifiable Risk Factors. Here, it's a multifactorial disease. Here is a list of some of the risk factors. Let me go down them as we move into messages. Risk factors for coronary heart disease: smoking, poor nutrition, physical inactivity, excessive alcohol consumption, high stress levels, high blood pressure, elevated LDL, low HDL, elevated triglycerides, glucose intolerance, iron overload, diabetes, overweight and obesity, metabolic syndrome, left ventricular hypertrophy, lipoprotein, fibrinogen, homocysteine, C-reactive protein, inflammation, and elevated omega-6 levels, and that's a short list. Be back.
Hi, I'm Kate. When I asked my health food store to recommend a natural solution to improve my digestive health, they suggested their best-selling probiotic, Ultimate Flora Critical Care. It has 50 billion live probiotic cultures in every capsule. I was surprised to learn that a poor diet, aging, and even stress can deplete our bodies of billions of good bacteria. That's why I take one Ultimate Flora Critical Care probiotic a day to help maintain my digestive balance, support my immune health, and help keep me regular. And my mother takes Ultimate Flora Senior Formula. It's formulated to help adults 50 and older maintain good digestive health too. It's the Ultimate Flora difference that sold me. Each high-potency, once-daily formula includes strains that are scientifically studied for their specific health benefits. Plus, the delayed-release capsules protect the probiotics from harsh stomach acid. Ultimate Flora probiotics are available at health food stores everywhere. From Renew Life, the digestive care experts.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Xenia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Xenia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Xenia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Xenia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Xenia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, collagen, and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you are strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Xenia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Xenia by name. Start taking Xenia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract. Available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit Kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com. Or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Did you know your digestive tract is home to millions of bacteria? Some good, some not so good. And if you want to stay healthy, it's important to make sure that your body is populated with the good bacteria it needs. Probiotic Defense contains 13 of today's most effective friendly bacteria strains, along with other compounds shown in studies to support healthy digestion and immune system function. Don't settle for low-potency, overpriced formulas. Ask for Now Foods Probiotic Defense with the bright orange label. To find a retailer near you, go to nowfoods.com.
What are you doing this month? If you suffer from stiff joints, you can do something special. You could try new Flex Now Joint Formula. Flex Now offers you complete relief in just 1 month or a complete refund. Flex Now is a unique concentration of shea nut triterpenes, the most potent inflammation fighter of any botanical. And it's only when inflammation is reduced that your body begins to heal. Try new Flex Now Joint Formula and make this the month you get rid of stiff joints. Ask for Flex Now at Vitamin Discount Center and other leading natural product stores.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Greens Plus, superfood for super health. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Xenia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Right Way Nutrition, nutrition the right way. Nutrix Hawaii, more nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Here's the LTN Health Question of the Day, sponsored by none other than VDCUSA.com. I mentioned that coronary heart disease is not gender-based. Here's the question. The lifetime risk of developing coronary heart disease after age 40 for men is 49%. What is it for women? After age 40, what is the lifetime risk that a woman will develop coronary heart disease? 12%, 23%, or 32%? 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. You have the correct answer. You win a $25 supplement gift card. You can go to your health store and buy your Nordic Naturals Ultimate Omega or DHA, EPA. They have it all. Believe me. Dr. Shani, welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Mm-hmm.
The sun's up.
You going to the office today?
Yeah.
How many patients are you going to see?
I was just looking at that, actually.
I know.
Today is one of my early days because I pick my son up at school after first grade. And
15 patients? 15?
My son?
No, your patients. How many patients are you going to see?
Oh, 15? Good Lord, no. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And I'm done at 1:45.
Mm-hmm. You have patients ever walk in and their heart health is a dumpster fire, right? Right?
Yeah.
What do? High cholesterol, high blood pressure. They got the beginnings of atherosclerosis, heart disease. They got heart disease. Their diet sucks. They don't exercise. They drink too much. Have you anybody ever walk in, or don't they have, or they don't? Those patients don't come see you.
Those patients are less likely to come see me, but I do definitely. I get people who come in. They're overweight. They are having way too much sugar, kind of living on bread products and refined carbs. People definitely drink too much. So I definitely see people who have some of these modifiable risk factors, and then I kind of rub my hands together and say, ha, ha, ha. I get excited because I know that there's a lot to do with them. And
that you can help them. You can help them.
Yeah, and that's always where I begin, is with diet and lifestyle. I really talk to patients a lot about stress and self-care because, that is like the fuel on said dumpster fire, and nobody's really talking about how to do that beyond you really need to manage your stress better, which is stressful.
I know.
I talk to people about that a lot.
By the way, the LTN health question of the day is, after age 40, what is the risk factor for women to suffer from coronary heart disease? I'll give you two choices, 12% or 32%. Let me give you a hint. It's a big problem. 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. You have the correct answer, you'll win a $25 supplement gift card. After age 40, what is the risk factor for women to contract coronary heart disease? Coronary artery disease, heart disease, whatever you want to call it. 12% or 32%? 877-897-8255. You take your fish oil nearly every day?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Nordic Naturals has done, they're still the leading fish oil company around, aren't they?
They are, yeah, the leading manufacturer. I like that they manufacture their own oil.
Yeah, from boat to bottle.
Yep. That's how you make a clean, fresh, potent, reliable product, is you watch every step, and they sure do.
Mm-hmm. In the last couple of minutes here, share with the listener what Dr. in all of your experience, your schooling, your training, your education, your clinical experience, share with the listener what are the top 2 or 3 things he or she can do to make sure that they have better heart health.
I think that one of the most important things you can do is maintain an optimal weight. I feel like when we're overweight, when we have excess adipose tissue, we've discovered that visceral fat is actually its own endocrine organ. It makes its own chemicals, and particularly it makes its own inflammatory, pro-inflammatory chemicals that are really contributing to this overall picture of heart disease. Not to mention the epidemic of diabetes and metabolic syndrome, which is a combination of those things. So maintaining an optimal weight, and so really that just wraps up leading an active lifestyle, not sitting all day, 150 minutes at least of moderate exercise per week, eating a healthy whole foods diet with lots of fruits and vegetables, and going easy on the sugar, swapping your refined carbs for your complex carbohydrates, having lean protein and plenty of good quality fat, which would include avocados and nuts and seeds and coconut and I'm missing stuff, olives and olive oil, and of course the omega-3 fats that we find in fish, which frankly would lead me to number 2, which would be to take a fish oil supplement, because when you stack fish oil supplements against statins, against all sorts of other drugs and even dietary intervention,
they do great.
Fish oil has a better rate of reducing all-cause mortality from heart disease.
Let's go to Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Betty, what's
Yes.
the risk factor for women after age 40 to suffer from coronary heart disease? 12% or 32%?
32.
Yeah, 32%. Serious business. Take care of your heart. Betty, thank you so much for listening, and give my best to everybody in Lansdale.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Betty. And Dr. Shunny, I love having you on the show. The only thing I regret about you is I can't get you on this show enough. Take your Nordic.
Oh, thanks. It's always a pleasure.
It's our pleasure. Take Nordic Naturals. Why? Because your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you, and work on that diet and lifestyle,
Exclusively